What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we jump onto the charts and before we bring in a special guest today, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all your money. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here is financial advice or a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, and a bunch of other ones. Can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money. Now, let me get my chart opened up, and we will bring in special guest Randy Baines. Let me get this one shared with you guys. Nice. Markets opened up. We are looking at ES here on Top 1 Futures. But let's get Randy brought in. I had the pleasure of meeting him in Tampa. He is part of ASFX's crew. He's in their Black Shirt Club. He's taking payouts from prop firms, including Top 1 Futures, which is awesome. Excited to bring him in here. His insights, his story, whatever the heck he wants to share, because that's how we run this show. Welcome in, Randy. Happy to have you on, man. What's going on?
Awesome, Zach. Thanks for having me here. No, I'm good. I'm just looking at the beautiful. Here we are back with this almost volatility again with the Trump news. So
yeah, dude, it's been wild. I'm gonna pull up the daily real quick. We'll get a little bit of analysis in. Yeah, these markets have been wild, man. We felt like we were gonna cool off a little bit, and then this big push overnight. I know we had Nvidia earnings and some stuff yesterday, but we had a big push overnight. Looking at the daily chart. Way above this area right here, traded out to like these 6,010s almost on
6,008.
There you go. Yeah, 6,008 here on the ES chart. And then right back down right now below yesterday's high, kind of tapping yesterday's close. Looking at this on the 15-minute. Yeah, this is pretty gnarly, man. Big push up, big reversion down, and now opening up to the downside, cracking below this little area consolidation we started to put in. Not quite the overnight low, which was down here when we had session changeover, but yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to trade for sure. Now you're on ES, right, Andy?
Yeah.
Randy.
Yes, sir. I'm on ES, and I know that number 6,008 really well because I had my TP there on an overnight trade, and it missed me by a tick, and came back on me and got stopped out while I was sleeping. So,
God, dang, man.
It's an aggressive account I'm trading, so this is the account I'll look for these moves in, and I'll look for these trades where I'll hold it longer, and you know what I mean. So I'm totally okay with the loss. It is what it is. But I had 6,010 as my original target, so I front run it to 6,008, which was a naked point of control for me. So, and it literally went there to a tick and then came reversed.
Dang, man. Yeah, I've had a lot of those. I've had a lot of those on stream lately. Where either my entry is missed by a couple ticks, like a point, or I get real close on a level being hit, and it's a game of inches. Oftentimes, man, trading's really a game of inches, which can be tough. But I think it's all about when that happens, how you react, right? Because it could be so frustrating and so difficult to deal with, like that type of missed by a tick type of deal, that's enough to like send you spiraling. So if you can just say, hey, market's real random on the short term, I'm not going to be able to catch every single one, I'm going to have that happen and not go crazy, not go on tilt. I think that's the that's the big takeaway with those types of tough situations.
Yeah, for sure. Those ones, when you're first learning to trade, those ones hurt, I would say, the most, because you think you're right in every sense of it with the trade, the thesis, the direction, everything, and you just get, the market just didn't want you to take profits, obviously. But once you get to a point where you can, be okay with the outcome, win or lose, I think it's like you said, it's just the way you handle those losses for sure that will set you up for the day. So,
yep. So looking at this myself, what's up, chat? I see we got a bunch of people saying good morning. Awesome to have you here again. We got special guest Randy Baines on here today. We are looking at ES. Wild market movement overnight. Just to kind of frame this for you guys that are on here for what I'm looking at. I'm staying patient off the open. I usually don't like to get involved in the first 15 minutes. Had something that got set up and played out really nicely yesterday within the first couple minutes, but as always, I try to stay patient, try to wait it out. Big push up in the overnight session. Held up here, and then late London into pre-market, sold back off above VWAP, all the way back down into yesterday's daily candle range. Here's prior day high, coming down towards value area high, point of control, value area low down here. We got yesterday's low all the way down here, right around that 58.90 level. I could see a couple things happening, right? Just to do the high time frame speculation, even from the 1 minute here, I could see us coming back out to just fill that wick to the upside and really run for the hills today. I don't know that we get that. This is pretty aggressive selling pressure and then right into the open. It could be the pullback down, clean everybody out before we really do start to push. Or we could really do a wick above and form a bearish candle and come all the way down below this overnight low level, down below yesterday's low. So that's a long way of saying I'm not sure, and I'm going to stay unbiased. Looking at bookmap, over on my right-hand side, I can pull this up on the main screen in a minute. Pretty flat, not a ton of standout levels above or below price. If we start to crack back towards that 6,000 level, it gets pretty thick at 6,000 all the way up to 60.25. We've got a couple hundred on the book up there between those levels. If we start to pull back off, another obvious round psychological number, 40 some odd points below, 5,900. We do have liquidity down there. It's pretty thick right now, down at 59.20. We've got like 100 on the book down there as well. So I'm going to stay somewhat unbiased and wait for a little bit of direction. I don't have a massive setup off of this type of structure right off the open. I could see aggressively long if we come down into overnight low, prior week's point of control, like these 920s, and then start to pop back up. But I'm a little bit cautious off this open. I think that would be my potential first setup. Would be looking for a long play around the 920s. Again, why? We got a ton of levels down here overlapping, at least what I pay attention to. Could be picking up some liquidity down around the overnight low, right? Overnight low session. And we've got quite a bit on the book down there. Not a ton, but we've got some on the book down there, and then it kind of drops off right around the 920 area. So I could look really aggressively long, back to VWAP, back to this temporary point of control off my visible range volume profile. I could see something like that playing out. If we start to push to the upside, I'm not going to be in the move, and I don't know that I would want to fade it. So let's see if we start to sell off from here.
Yeah,
Randy, I know. Go ahead.
Sorry, I could see that 59.20. I got previous day's point of control down there, and I could see that coming back down there and getting tapped, and then seeing whether the buyers are gonna keep this thing afloat, or I think if we take that level, we could look for a slide down to even yesterday's lows, New York lows. So.
Yep, it would definitely be counter, right? We're below VWAP. It would be counter to this kind of low time frame, selling off since this overnight session. So it would be somewhat aggressive, somewhat counter to that initial move, maybe in line with the higher time frame, big push to the upside. But I think that would be a decision-making point, right? Like I wouldn't mind getting involved there, something like a 10-point stop. If we, rip through that to the downside, I could see us really sliding off, like you said, towards prior day low, potentially, way down lower if we really were going to turn this into a bearish day. Now, tell me what you're looking at, man. I know you are a VWAP trader. You've got some volume levels. What's a setup kind of look like coming into the open for you?
So just like you, I don't mainly, and I'll put a little bit of an asterisk on it, but I don't trade the first 15 minutes of the New York Open. Mm-hmm. I will now in the last probably month, I've refined that a little bit. I might get in a trade, say at 9:42, but I'll at least the first 10 minutes of the New York Open, I'll let shake out. I won't take a trade. But if I see price trending in the right direction, aligning with the VWAPs, I might get in a few minutes early before that opening range sets. Like you can kind of see when the volatility, the volume kind of shakes out, so that's something I'll say. Like if you ever watch any of my videos and see me take a trade at 9:42, don't be upset with me, right? But no, so mainly looking at the VWAP. I have volume profile up for my levels, kind of just to give me an idea where I think price could be going, or levels for reactions, and then I'm using the opening range and initial balance, and then bookmap. Obviously, bookmap is probably number 2 behind the VWAP for me, and then I look at volume profile, and that. So I'm basically looking right now. I got the electronic trading hours on because we had such a big move overnight. We had, a decent amount of volume in the overnight session. So I have the electronic trading hours still on, and we're sitting on previous day's New York VWAP on
Yep.
ES, and that's where price is bouncing. So it's an interesting level for me, but I don't, with such a move down, I don't want to fight the New York VWAP either. So as much as, you could say the price is holding here, I'd get long. I need some more confluence. Because this could easily, like you said, we could come back down to 59.20 like that.
Yeah. No, I got you. I could, it would be an extension really to come down, and that's a great breakdown, man. Back to what you said first there. I'm the same, right? I'm somewhat discretionary with, with how I enter and what I do. I try to have guardrails based on data, and for me, first 15 minutes just shows me it's just not a great edge for me. I have outsized quantity of losses, so I try to keep myself out. Yesterday was an example of one that would have played out really nice, but about 9 minutes in. So yeah, if I find something really, really, really clean, right around that first 15 minutes, I might look for it. But I just find it to be so volatile and back and forth, man. Like, it could play so nicely, but like I've had sessions, even live, on here, I've had sessions where I go 2 back-to-back losses in the first 10, 12 minutes of the open, and I'm like, all right, that's my day, and then,
done. Yeah.
So it sets a tone, right? It's kind of tough. But
well, it wasn't until in our group we actually went in and as like a group exercise playbooked our first 15 minutes and looked at all of our trades, and it was quite surprising. Everybody was losing the opening trading deal, because you would have winners that were really big winners that you would obviously remember, but you would have losers, so many of them, that you just forget, like you block them out of your memory because you just think of this, I caught it at the lowest price and it took the New York VWAP and it went to the moon, and that's the only thing you remember, but you forget about the 10 losses it took to get there.
Exactly, all the ones you racked up. Yeah, I mean, again, it feels good because it moves so quick, so you can jump in quick and there's that volatility. But I would challenge a lot of guys and girls that trade, if you're trading really, really high volatility times, news, right at session changeovers, opens, earnings, what's the data show for that? And again, it's not that people can't make it work, right? There's definitely plenty of different ways to trade. And if you're big on momentum, volatility, like I've seen guys do it, but it's few and far between that I see them do it really well with a lot of, I think you're like that kind of trader. Like, you're this momentum news style trader where you're either jumping right in with these moves, trailing stops really aggressively, scaling in, scaling out, or you kind of say, hey, that's not the cup of tea for me, at least in general. So, but,
and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm being honest, I don't think I've heard one person say that they trade the first 15 minutes of the New York Open. Like any professional trader that I'm following for educational content, they all don't trade for the first 15 minutes.
Yep. I see we got Austin in the chat. What's up? ASFX Austin Silver says, why can't I send super chat? What kind of amateur hour shit is this? Austin, we're gonna have to get super chat set up. Appreciate you hopping on. But yeah, man, we'll get that rolling. We'll get that rolling. I want to send money. Yeah, man. If you guys don't know, I've been doing a lot with Austin and his team. Like I talked about earlier, Randy is in the Black Shirt Club. He is coming out of the Tampa seminar. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff cooking, man. Podcasts. If you want to check out what we got rolling, click on that ASFX logo in the chat right there, man. Subscribe to that channel. The last one that dropped, the roundtable, was a great discussion on prop firms, what we got going on in the space. Really, really cool. We got another one dropping this Saturday. There's giveaways on those drops as well. Really, really fun stuff, man. Really fun stuff. Austin, just go long if you want to give away money. Yeah, appreciate everybody hopping on as always, man. Fun to do these. You can see the banner that I got up, 50K instant funded account giveaway, just to hype everybody up a little bit more. We might have one of those rolling later this show. We might have one rolling later this live session. You know the drill. Smash like, smash subscribe. Those start to climb. We might drop a form. No purchase necessary. Somebody gets funded with the 50K account. Might, right? Don't hold me to the fire. We'll see. But I like to get it hyped up when we got guests on here. And when we got a wild market to deal with, man. So still selling off, back down towards yesterday's value area high right now, trading the 59.33s here in ES. I'm still hanging tight. Gonna see what we have here. Again, down towards the 520s, man. Book looks pretty thick. Let's see if I could share this real quick. Let's get bookmap up on the screen. Hang tight here. What's going on, everybody? We got people hopping on. This is good stuff. Let me stop share. We're going to add. Yeah, I'm not the quickest with, there we go. Not the quickest with StreamYard yet, but I'm getting there. This is Bookmap, my favorite order flow tool. That's what we're looking at here. This is live liquidity in the futures market. We're looking at ES right here, and this is what I'm talking about. We've got quite a bit on the book, coming all the way down through the 920s. After the 920s, we start to drop off, right? So I don't use Bookmap solely, obviously. I'm paying attention to levels on my chart. I'm using my volume tools. If I was going to look for a really aggressive long, which is kind of the only play that I have, and again, aggressive because we've been selling off overnight, selling off into the open, so I can certainly get my face ripped off here. I'd be looking for down around this 59.20. I don't know that I would dive in front of it if we just started to sell off right towards it, but I could see potentially these buy orders filling, starting to build here and then get a reaction at least back up to like this temporary volume point of control we have back around like the 59.40s. I don't know that I would hold it to the moon, but just go for a small scalp style trade. It would be right at that prior week's point of control. I have it dead set at that 59. Oh, wait, excuse me. That's not prior week's volume point of control. Now I'm looking on my chart. I have prior day's point of control at the 922. Overnight low for today is 59.16 and a half. So I could be looking for a long around that level. But that's Bookmap, favorite order flow tool. No magic, just gives you some additional information what's going on behind the candlesticks. So let me jump back to my main screen here. Nice.
This is one of those instances where I'd almost look at the opposite side of that and short it to the previous day's point of control. But a rule that I'm really working on following is not taking the first break of the opening range. Usually I'll get a pullback up to VWAP and I'll get, you know what I mean? I'll be either in drawdown or stopped out. And
Yep. So do you find yourself trading more directionally with VWAP, with the trend, Randy, or are you a psychopath like me and find it to be counter to be easier?
I don't know, honestly. I got to really think about that question, to be honest. That's the first time that someone's asked me like that. So
no, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the clear trend setting up, right, where we are selling off. We're cracking this 15-minute opening range to the bottom. It looks weak through the 920s, so we could definitely say, hey, we're getting ready to sell off through that level. There we go. We're getting some movement to the downside. I'm going to see what happens down here. Again, this could be really dicey for me looking long, right? Again, I like to acknowledge when I am pretty counter to what's been going on. But I think if we do see a bounce, it's likely going to be around that level.
So for me, I kind of thinking about that question, but for me, I'm trading my conservative accounts right now. Mm-hmm. They're pretty close to, they're like 80% close to the profit target for a payout. So those, beautiful. I have a hard rule. I will not fight the VWAP.
Gotcha.
So if in the aggressive account, and if I saw like exactly what you're saying, because I could see that presenting too, like off of that previous day's point of control and the buyer stepping back in and catching a nice long, I would, in my aggressive account, I'll look at that trade. But I have different trading styles for my accounts, basically. So
very cool.
The ones I'm conservative, I'm copy trading 2 accounts. Those are my accounts I want to work towards getting a path to live. So
nice, very nice, man. Yeah, no, it's cool. Cool to spread risk. Kind of have different approaches or at least styles per account. I think that could be a good way to do it. I've got all 3 daisy chained together right here that I've been pretty back and forth in some profit now, getting closer towards that profit target with a consistency rule. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. Sorry, I'm just watching the market now as we started to sell off. We found buyers around that, that 26 level, 25 level. I'm still interested if we conversely, if we just came higher, if we found support, somewhere down here, we started to push way higher, back like to the 50s or so, back up to this middle ground of area of high volume, and then we sold back off. I wouldn't look at it long. I would just look at that as way too much downtrend structure, and
So,
my level not getting hit.
do you look at NQ at all, Zach, for confluences or?
I really don't. I really don't. I'm kind of the purist on the one chart type of guy, for better or for worse. I've done it in the past quite a bit. I've looked at a whole bunch of different markets, tried to find correlation and watch charts. And for example, like Tanner does that. He has like YM, NQ, ES all opened. He's got QQQ and SPX open. He had this whole like terminal. So I know it works for guys. For me, it seemed to confuse me more and just
Yeah, I
work
can
out
see
well
that.
some days, and then I'd be fighting it on other days. But I often found myself trading like the NQ chart on ES or vice versa, But
No,
how
I
about you?
just I just NQ right now found support at its previous day value area high, and
There you go,
so I was
and it's
just
bouncing.
curious, like ES and NQ are both flirting with that level. So this is what we were kind of our thesis coming into this was if the buyer step back in at these levels.
Yep, this is it. You got real close to just about 6 points off that level that I'm watching, right around that 59.20 level where we had some liquidity. No, I think it'd be helpful. I think I'd probably say more traders that I talk to than not do watch multiple markets, especially highly correlated U.S. indices like that. And I think it could definitely be helpful, right? Like Tanner's deal was, which I thought was interesting, was he's big on VWAP, right? Like heavy on VWAP, like a lot of us. But he's gonna watch VWAP across all of these assets, and like if he gets a tap of VWAP on QQQ but not NQ, he might wait. Or if he gets a bounce off of both of them, right? Kind of like it forms a zone, that type of a deal. So I found that interesting. I think that could be pretty interesting to look at.
And he's trading back to VWAP. Like he's trading like almost like you would be like that counter, right? Like looking for that
Yeah.
move from the bottom back to VWAP or from the top down to VWAP.
Yep. Yep. Much more counter, really aggressive entries, kind of that lower win rate, higher risk to reward where he's going to take small haircuts on the way to a larger trade playing out, and coming out green. But yeah, I'm finding myself more counter, more reversion, especially on these morning moves. It must just be a byproduct of watching it and just watching these patterns play. But oftentimes we just kind of pull this crazy volatility at the open, go and tap whatever level we want to tap, and then kind of revert back to the mean, right? Revert back to wherever we've been hanging out, that area consolidation before the open. Kind of what we're getting right now, which is invalidating my initial long setup off these 20s. But I like that. I like that for an initial play, and then as we start to develop a trend or pick a direction, I'm much more cautious trying to fade that movement. But yeah, here we are pulling back up, man. Couldn't get the continuation just yet. So yeah, would you look for something like a short play on a pullback like this, or is this still a hold move for you? Kind of hang and
I
wait
don't,
and see where we.
yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. Even on the short play, I wanted to see how I was looking for price to come back down to the previous day value area high, that 59.30 level, find some support, and then look to go long.
Mhm,
That's how I
mhm.
was kind of looking at this now. But then, if you get short, I'd have to be taking profit somewhere in those 30s or that low. So it's not ideal. Like there's not
Yep.
a big risk to reward there for me to validate taking this kind of setup, if that makes sense. Like I don't have
Yep.
enough. I can see a short move to the upside and downside. I could see today being choppy like we had the last 2 weeks. We had these big move days, and the next day just chop city. Like
Dude, like a ton of that. And again, I have been really patient, really cautious, because this is what we've got. Like overnight session through Asia and London, like
yeah,
huge movements. And then what we've had a lot, like last week was ridiculous with the chop fest during NYSE, but we had these really just difficult to deal with back and forth choppy movements for NYSE session, man. So yeah, 100%. I'm cautious. I'm playing off my levels. I'm waiting for stuff to get hit. if it doesn't set up for me, I know I really should be staying patient, because there's too many times where I finish off red, I look back, and it's just straight barcoding garbage, and I go, why was I pushing it? There was nothing here for me. So I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, so we got some
We got
sellers
news.
stepping
We
in.
got news at 7 o'clock. So,
Okay, let's see what we
or
got.
sorry, news at 10 a.m. I'm on the West Coast, so
Yeah, gotcha. It's early for you, man. Yeah, we got new home sales coming in. Pending new home sales, orange folder, medium impact, 10 a.m. We look pretty clear for the rest of the day, but we do have quite a bit of FOMC speakers into the afternoon, so that could be dicey. But we got through the main stuff. Red folder 8:30, and then tomorrow, yeah, we got some red folder 8:30 a.m. and then 10 a.m. news again tomorrow. Ooh, that's a
yeah.
rejection off the 40s, man. That temporary volume point of control right off the lows of this consolidation. Interesting.
And the sellers step right back in.
Yep.
I'm curious to see how we react at these 30s now.
Yeah, again, so here's my setup, right? Like, if we just drift right into a key level area that I'm watching, or we move there pretty impulsively, like a fast sell-off down to these 20s, I'm much more inclined to get involved on that initial bounce, right? If we form this really clean downtrend structure, breaking and retesting, just continuing lower, I don't like the idea as much of jumping in at an area where I say, okay, that trend's over now. So, that's kind of the the thought process, right? Like, how we get to a level. What does price action, structure, volume look like getting to that level? And this is not as ideal, but I'm interested to see what happens down around these, like we're looking at down around these low 20s. Liquidity still there on bookmap. I could still see us filling and catching a bounce there, but I don't love it as much now that we pulled all the way back up. Temporary volume point of control just on this very low time frame, kind of bottom of that structure, bottom of that area of consolidation that we had before market open. And now we're selling back off. So this is looking pretty dang weak. Still looking pretty weak.
I don't know why I feel like today's going to be choppy. I think this news is going to come in, shake some people up, and then it's just going to sit here and stay within like a 15, 20 point range all day.
Yeah. I think, like, more often than not now, maybe it's recency bias, I'm like, this is just going to be a chop fest, man. This is just going to be back and forth wiki. But yeah, I could see the larger movement either direction on a day like today where we just had such big movement overnight. Like, I think it would have to be pretty gnarly for buyers to step back in and bring us all the way back up, completely erase this pullback down. If we sell off, man, I think it could get ugly, right? Looking at just a higher time frame view of this, on the daily, if this flips bearish, like, this could be really really ugly to the downside. We wicked above these highs, could not sustain that at all, or at least didn't want to for now, coming into the session. So do we fill this back out and form a nice clean big bullish bar? Do we just chop around and pull this big wick to the upside BS and have a choppy session? Or do we really start to sell off down through these 20s, down through the lows, and like come way back down lower to, kind of retest another area that we consolidated at earlier? So I'm not going to go out on a limb and say just chop today, but gun to my head on every NYSE session, the way things have been, I'm going to say chop. I'm going to say chop if I had to. But this one is interesting, man. This is some interesting structure to trade off of with such a large movement overnight. It's definitely interesting down here.
So funny, even with low impact news, that the book just goes completely dark.
Yep. Very dark. Everything off. Yeah, here we are, 10 a.m., 20 seconds. We are having some medium impact news right now, chat. New home sales, pending new home sales. What's going on, chat? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What's happening? What's going on? Appreciate you guys hopping on, man. As always, smash like, smash subscribe. If you want to, you don't have to do anything, man. Free means free. I'm on here. As I try to keep it real, I'm on here every damn day. Trading live with you guys, 100% free. We got Randy Baines here, trading live, checking out these wild markets. Like we talked about, we might have a $50K instant funded from Top 1 Futures giveaway today. Might. Let's see those likes climb. I don't know. We're not dropping a form just yet, but we might have one. I don't know. You guys know I like to do it when guests are on. We're getting late in the week. Haven't ran one this week yet. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. While we're watching this market chop, I'll show you guys this. We have 55% off plus no daily loss limit. You can use code RDF or you can use Randy's code. Randy, what's the code for the people for you?
TRB.
TRB. You want to support Randy, support his journey, man. He is with Top One as well. Code TRB. Either one of these is going to get you 55% off plus no daily loss limit. Now, I was talking about this behind the scenes with a bunch of different guys that are, hyped on these accounts. We had some different rule changes. If you want to look at those, hop in their Discord. You can go back to Friday's live stream. I took the first part of that live stream to talk about it, give you my 2 cents. But if you look at the 50K instant funded accounts with the changes, there is a very, very solid opportunity there. It's definitely something I'm going to be considering if I come off of these 150Ks that I'm trading. If you look at the max loss limit to the profit target and the max payout that you get to take on that first payout, it's very attractive. So I'd encourage you guys, if you're looking at Top One futures, you want to check this stuff out. Links in the chat. Check out code, was it TRB? Sorry, Randy.
Yes, TRB.
TRB for this this deal.
Baines.
Yeah, man. Check that out. And check out that 50K account. I got a video at the editor that actually I just got back this morning. I'm going to be dropping that soon. Doing some side-by-sides for everything else on the market. Remember, guys, I'm biased. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I can't stand to be unbiased. If I stand to make money, important to be transparent about that. You guys want to check that out. Link is in the chat. Boom. We are back on. Yeah, and again, what we're looking at here, guys, for a lot of you that ask, this is Project X with Top One futures, instant funded. Love this integrated trading view chart. Project X is my preferred platform, but get a lot of people that hop on and think it's Top Step. We are on Project X here with Top One.
Zach, what indicator are you using for the volume there?
So on the right-hand side here, this is, let me just hop back over. This is visible range volume profile. So this is VRVP or VPVR. It's kind of interesting. I have it set, really the only thing I have changed are the colors, and then I have the bars increased to like 200 or 500 just so it kind of chops it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I'll do, just kind of taking you through my chart, which is honestly is getting a little too messy for my liking. I'm going to have to clean this up, but I'll tell you how I run this. I've got really only 3 indicators, visible range, volume profile, standard volume, traditional volume, and then VWAP. That's all I have showing here. The markings that I have are mainly coming from 2 areas, and I'm out on the 15, so it really does overlap here. I have a prior week's fixed range volume profile, and from that, it's not lining up because I take it off the 1 minute. I have value area high for prior week, point of control for prior week, and value area low. And then I do it for prior day as well. Prior day session, same markings, value area high, low, and point of control. The additional objective stuff I have on here, just market generated, is prior day high and low and overnight high and low, which I define as the start of session changeover. So wherever we started. I've added these volume profiles on. I do like looking at them, but again, I'm probably going to have to clean this up a little bit. It's too many levels for my liking. It's starting to overlap a little bit, so that you can probably feel a change coming there. And then the visible range volume profile that you were asking about, I like that to just kind of scroll back and forth. It changes based on the information that you're showing, but it's the same as another volume profile, right? It's just going to give you this horizontally plotted volume. Ooh, here we go, starting to sell off. Now that we're getting through news.
I just got short.
Nice. I could see that down through the 20s.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, interrupt, man. Chat, Randy short. What do you guys think? You guys looking short on this? You looking long, super aggressively? Give me some thoughts, chat. We got a whole bunch of you guys on here. Appreciate you hopping on. Smash like, smash subscribe. Randy is short here in ES. If you want to follow Randy, you want to catch up with him after the show, here is his socials. The Randy Baines on IG, YouTube, and X. You've been putting out a whole bunch of videos, man. I don't want to distract you while you're
no, it's all good.
Nice selling pressure, man.
I do a daily recap, but NQ just made a new low of the day, so finally ES broke down for a new low a day. And this is where I'm not trying to cloud you, but some days, like I can look at the other, like with NVIDIA earnings now, I'm putting a little bit of weight on the NQ chart today. So looking
Absolutely.
at that, it found a level where it found, and you could say the same thing about ES, but just how I'm looking at the charts and what I'm kind of interpreting from it, and everybody will look at it different. That's the one thing I love about trading.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, well, let's see how we handle these 20s now. Like we talked about this previous day's point of control.
Yep. Yeah, no, and again, man, I love having people on. I love talking to different traders. Everybody's got a different way to trade and make money doing it, right? It's interesting. You just got to find what works well for you. What you trust, what you find confidence in, and run your system. Just let the odds play out. So that was a beautiful short, man. Very nice. All the way down into this prior day point of control. We got liquidity right down here at the 920s, overnight low just below. I could definitely see a sweep below. Again, I don't like this nearly as much as when we were first pushing into it, but I am still looking at a really aggressive long. I'm not going to take it right here off the 20s. I'm going to be waiting for potentially a sweep below this overnight low, and then
You are a psychopath.
Yeah. Here we go, man. Here we go. How long? Where would you look to hold this to? That's the question. What are you looking for a take profit on that bad boy?
So actually, as we're talking, I'm going to take half off.
Nice.
I took half off. I was in 10 micros. I took half off because we said we'll take it off, like we could find something, and I don't need to be greedy and try and hold on to this. It could slide, but at least I got some size in, and I've gained. I've secured. What is it, $300 on the trade? So
beautiful. Now we are below this overnight low. This is dicey. Yeah, this is just a lot of selling pressure. There's volume behind this. I'm looking at my 20 level got ran right through. I could see the potential bounce. Okay, we got some sell orders coming on. Trying to read order
NQ's below. NQ's below its value area low now. It sliced right through it. So let's see if ES takes it. It was funny because yesterday I was on the desk for a few hours in the morning, and then I was off for the day, and I had a short, and then I had a TP at 5,900, and everybody was laughing at me. Like I took all my size off, and I left one runner on, and then everybody was laughing. So I closed the trade before I left the desk, and by the end of the day, what happened? 5,900 hit.
That's it. I'm long on this. This is an aggressive one. Waited for buyers to step in right here below this level. Now, I very well might get my face ripped off. This is going to be the only time I try this one long. I think if we continue lower, we trade right through the 905s. We're headed down to the 900s. Lower, down below prior day low. So this is an aggressive play. Going to manage it pretty quickly to the upside if we start to bounce. Came down through the 20s, filled liquidity. There's still some on the book down here, but we did start to find buyers. Again, very aggressive long. Don't like it as much as initially if we came down to push through and then popped back up. But I don't have a short play on this whatsoever. If we continue lower, I definitely don't have a long play. I'm just dead wrong getting involved too aggressively up here. So this is kind of my one shot, opportunity. But I'm long two minis, 59.16, stop at 906. I do think if we continue through that level, we are going to head down towards the 900s, probably lower. I see some coming on the book above price back at the 935s. We've got 150 on the book up there. We got some sell orders stacking up above. That makes the case to help me out here. But again, counter aggressive, but got to let the odds play out in my favor, right? Got to take the trades, take the L's. I don't know which one's going to be the winner or the loser. Can't just always say, hey, I got a feeling that this one's going to break or this one's not, and be super discretionary with it. So this is one that I got to take.
I took 4 more off, so I just got one on now.
Nice. And again, don't mean to be counter, man, but and again, you being short, I'm like, damn, man, I really am gonna have to put this one on with somebody else being short. It's tough, it's tough to do. So, but that's the beauty, man. You can one person can make money, we could both make money. Neither of us can make money depending on how we manage it. But that's the beauty of trading. I thought it was fun in Tampa at the Tampa seminar, where all like 5 or 6 of the guys that were trading live that were presenting and guest speakers were trading differently and managing the trades differently. And that first day, like majority of us came out green.
Yeah,
It was
I think
just,
you guys.
yeah,
I think you guys went four out of five guys, or 5 out of 5 guys went long and
yep,
all caught winners, and it was completely different That was the one of the biggest takeaways from that event for me, was seeing 5 different traders all win. So just it's not, strategy hopping is not the answer.
yeah.
You just got to find what you're comfortable with, because there's 1,000 ways to win in this market.
Yep. I love when it's demonstrated to me time and time again. Yeah, we'll see if we find some buyers here. We start to slide. This is going to get ugly quick, man.
Well, the reason I took
Go ahead.
the more size off was as price slowed down. This is where I've learned over the last year is I could be greedy and stay in this, or I could just take more and just take the gains and be okay with
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
This thing it could turn around and bounce right here for all you know, as price slows and consolidates here these last 4 minutes. There's obviously something going on, that it's not sliding or it's not popping, right? So
Yep.
there's something to keep in mind for new traders, I think, is they just don't take profits aggressively enough, especially in the beginning. Just get those base hits and get that confidence under you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not being dead set on catching the big winner, holding on to the moon, anything like that. I think that could be key, man. And just being comfortable with whatever the market gives you that day, right? Like every day is not going to be a big green day, going to be break even, going to be small red, within your approach, whatever that means for you. Just being happy with it, right? Just
I took a $1,500 loss last night, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I didn't let it stew into my morning and wreck my morning,
Yep. Yep.
and I was long biased. So you have to just be okay with the outcome, right? No matter win or lose.
Absolutely. So yeah, I like this level. I liked that area consolidation. If this hold, right? So, I'm happy, especially when I go back and review trades like this where I do enter aggressively. If I entered here and we just ran straight down, I go, not really a great spot. Like, obviously not a spot on the chart where we could even pause and start to find buyers, where we have a lot of volume being traded, but sellers can't take it lower. So I do love the entry on this one. I'm happy with it, with the top end of this consolidation. Didn't get an initial bounce, which I really like on these trades, like an immediate push up. We started to get it here. The longer we consolidate and start to test these lows, the less faith I have in it, the more it looks like we're going to break. But for my trade management on this, I'm getting real mechanical, really systematic. It's one area that I'm becoming way more mechanical. No touching it to the downside, not closing out for a profit and saying a small loss and say, we didn't bounce. I'm dragging stop into profit behind price, not to break even anymore, and then letting it continue to run towards a 1-to-1, 1.5-to-1. So it's actually kind of comfortable. Like once I enter a trade now with that kind of management, I know exactly what I got to do, right? And I did everything I'm supposed to do. If I hit the buy or sell button when I'm supposed to hit it, and then if I manage the trade in the exact simple, repeatable way, I'm doing what I need to do. Before that, very discretionary, even with trade management. And these low time frames are aggressive, man, really aggressive, and you can become a little bit inconsistent. And for me, I found a lot of progress, a lot of consistency in applying my discretion, applying my intuition. But I think I've came back towards being a little bit more mechanical in certain areas, and for me, it's trade management for sure.
I'm out of that. I'm out of that trade.
Nice for a win, right? For green.
Yeah. I'm up 500 on so 1,000 on 2 accounts.
Beautiful. Look at that. Randy got short on the way down, sold into that momentum. Tough trade to take, man. Right? Tough trade to take sometimes as we're selling off. There we go. This one's showing me a little profit. Want to see if we can continue this bounce, man. Back up to this level of structure. Down here would be a little bit safer to take it at a 1-to-1. I'm going to leave this kind of far out and manage it as we come up. Again, dragging into profit if we can continue to push. We got some liquidity at the 22s here. But again, sticking to trade management. I had it happen yesterday. I moved into profit, got close to where I would drag. There we go. Nice. Now we're going to come right up on this.
This is where I'd like to see this level, these 20s here, and then come through with some strength. And you pay attention to the CVD much?
I do a bit. And we didn't, there we go. We're getting a nice push out of this. Can we come through? I'm dragged into profit. Sorry, Randy, real quick. I'm dragged into profit, stop loss at 59.20 and a half. I want to see this continue right here, right now. not come back down and chop. That's the systematic way that I am pulling these into profit as we approach a 1-to-1. Yeah, it showed like 8 points of profit on a 10-point stop loss. Let's see if we can continue or stop me out. It's either going to be a winner or a larger winner, right? That's the beauty here. I am a little bit cautious right past these like 26s.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, if we get a pop like right towards these 26s, I'm probably going to take it right there. I think we can absolutely rip to the upside, but we've got nothing really on the book until we get through the 35s, or back up to the 35s, I should say.
Order filled.
There we go. Out for 444 times 3. No complaints. Nice. Almost $1,500. Again, counter, aggressive on the management, dragging into profit. But I'm watching this one play out over time, kind of watch how that trade management approach works. I really do like it. It lets the trade breathe for a while until it starts to push in your direction. You don't go stop loss to break even too quick. You drag into profit as it's really aggressively moving past, let's say, a half an hour. At which case, coming out of an area really aggressive like that, we want to see the thing continue. Now, I'll have plenty that stop me right there and then continue. I'll have plenty that stop me and then continue back down. But I've really come away from the stop loss to break even, which has been interesting.
You just made $1,500 in 5 minutes, like.
Yeah.
What is that? What is, you know what I mean? Like, what is like, even getting stopped out in profit? Like, you got to think of it that way. And I think a lot of people struggle when they don't think of it that way. So.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And look at price just came right back to your entry.
Yeah. 100%, man. And that's what you just said. Like, we get, from a bigger picture, and this is mindset, we get so caught up in thinking about what could happen, right? Oh man, all right, if I don't close out, if I don't drag it up, look, this looks good, we're going to blast, and I can make this a $5,000 day because we might just go up and tap that. It's so close, and we look good. And you come off of your trade management. You come off of your style that you know you should be sticking to. And then what happens? You get stopped at break even. You come back down for a loss, and you go, "Oh man, you know what? I could have just taken $1,500 or $1,350, whatever that number is, in a heartbeat, like you said." So it's just being happy, right? Being grateful and not having these crazy expectations. So yeah, I'm happy with that one. Right back down to below my entry. So I'd be kind of sweating if I was in this. Let's see, what I talk about a lot, and I've been repeating so much for you guys that are on here. Trade management is such a huge, huge important thing. What you do after you put the trade on, we talk about it a lot in that podcast that's dropping this Saturday. I talk about it. And, what I like to do is go back through, right, after this trade plays out to come all the way back up here, all the way down to a stop loss, and say, how many are coming all the way down to stop me out, like this one might, versus how many are coming to all the way up to take profit? And am I helping myself with doing anything with trade management, or am I hurting myself? So, yeah, man. But no, solid. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Good trade. Managing the risk. Market will reward you. Randy, absolutely. Absolutely. Mechanical is the way. Ryan, yep. Short still it reaches yesterday's 3:50 p.m. price. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, again, I'm a big fan. I talk about it a lot. I'm a big fan of discretion. I like to utilize my intuition, my discretion. I think it's a within reason type of a deal because you got to be consistent. The markets are very inconsistent. We got to come to the table with some consistency day in and day out. So it's where do you apply that discretion? Where do you apply that intuition, and how much, right? And for me, one area that I've reeled back in on is trade management, where I say, I'll continue to adapt and adjust and change things. But day in and day out, I want to have a really structured way of what I do after I get into the trade because I'm finding too much variance there. As far as
I think that's also, like you're saying, your intuition is telling you something, but you got to get to a place where you can trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Right? And you get to that place, your gut's telling you something for a reason, right? You're getting butterflies on your stomach for a reason, either because you're unexperienced or you're nervous or you got into the trade for the wrong reasons. Your gut's telling you something for a reason, but you just got to learn to be aware and trust it and understand it.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's 100%. I think that comes with experience, and I
100%.
enjoy. Yeah, it comes with chart time, comes with experience. I enjoy getting there, and again, I think being what I would consider a very discretionary trader, right? Like that price came down to the levels that I was looking at, didn't take it at the 20s, waited for some reaction. I'm reading order flow, I'm reading bookmap. I'm using my my subjective interpretation of what's happening, right? And that's discretion. But then how far do I go with that, right? So I enter, and then one day am I going stop loss to break even super quick, and the next day I'm running a wide stop, and then one day I'm shooting for the moon, and the next day I'm taking profit right away. So for me, I think getting a little bit more consistent, or much more consistent in trade management, and then letting that play out over time is helping me. It's helping me this year. But again, still on the journey, right? We just continue to adapt, learn, try to do a little bit more of what's working, a little bit less of what's not working. You know, just kind of push simply with that.
Love it. I'm big on self-awareness and all these things now. It's like you start to really pay attention to what your body's telling you when you're in trades, and it's we're these crazy machines, but we have all these built-in what do you call them? Safeguards that we should kind of pay attention to. So
I agree with that. And again, we talk technical on here so much. We talk levels, we talk bookmap, the tools we're using. I'm a big believer that the big differentiator is mindset and psychology. I think you need a ton of experience. A bunch of psychology and mindset's not going to make up for a lack of screen time or a consistent strategy or trade management and journaling and good risk management, all of these things. But then once you have all that put together, I think it comes down to becoming really self-aware. How are you feeling when you're in a trade? How are you thinking about your trading? And is that helping you and hurting you? How are you going to create different responses, to these emotions, right? Because I say control them, but I don't think we ever get rid of them, right? We're always going to feel something, but it's recognizing that, like you said, becoming really self-aware, and then deciding how you want to respond to that. Because everybody can grab a quick strategy, right? You can grab a million different ones. You just saw me and Randy. Randy got short, I got long. We both made money. We both came out around
perfect day.
There you go, perfect example around the $500 mark. Green, we stuck to our approach, right? We didn't let each other influence, coming outside of what we were doing today. And I think that's the beauty of it, man. I love when that happens. I really do, because it's such a good example. Just stick to your guns, stick to your approach. You're going to have to take L's, you're going to take wins, but let the odds play out in your favor. And, don't just change it up or do something different because, anybody else is doing something. Or anything like that.
I agree. And even if I stayed in this trade and it came down for an extra 3 points, would I have taken profits then? Would I have ask yourself these questions after? Because I probably thought it would have slid more and then it would have turned around on me again, and I probably would have closed at break even or smaller. So it's like once you gain the confidence and you're making the right decisions when you enter and exit a trade, it starts to really pan out in the long run. And I think that's like, for me, it's been a major pivot point the last 3 months or 4 months for me has been just being confident in the conviction and the ideas, but not just willy-nilly, like having a strong thesis behind you were strong on your approach, where I would look at Zach's entry and been like, what are you looking at? But you saw what you saw and you were clear and confident in it, and look, and you took $1,500 out of the market.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's the key, man. It's, again,
that's growth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%. There's no magic in the tools, right? It's just finding, like we were saying earlier, finding what you're confident in, right? What fits your personality, and then building that unshakable, arrogant confidence. I say arrogant because I got to come to the chart, maybe 2 days I've entered the same way and I got my face ripped off. It ripped through my level. But I know in the long run that this provides, a small but measurable edge. I'm able to make money. I got to come and put that same trade on, right? And again, there's some days, even like today, where I'm like, I'm not in love with this one, but it's valid. It's there. I got to execute. No hesitation, no reservation. Even with somebody else short, market's kind of looking weak. But you got to put it on. You got to put it on and then manage it, accordingly. So, yeah, man, I'm a big believer in confidence, man. That's it.
I agree. What a great, I really am enjoying, I've been going on stream with Austin now a couple times a week on the SFX stream, but just this, for me, getting into making all this content was just giving back. And honestly, I do it all for free, but it's like, having conversations like we are now, and then people getting to listen, and then reading the comments in the group, and people actually, giving their advice on what we're talking about, or taking what we're talking about as advice, is just, for me, I think I'm a big believer. What you put out in the world is what you get back. Right. So here we are.
Awesome,
like, we met in Tampa, and look at now where I'm on stream. You invited me to come on stream, which is like, I would never have pictured that 6 months ago.
Yeah, dude. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I appreciate you having you on, and it's great, man. I think I'm a big guy, a big believer in getting other people's perspectives, right? Kind of where they're at, how they view things, and yeah, I love doing this. It's really fun. You're the third guest I've had on so far, so I'm still early in, but hopefully it won't be the last time, man. You'll be hopping back on.
100%. And I think already, we started a podcast I started it with a couple other traders in the Black Shirt Club, and it's basically just having the conversations like we're having now, but on a weekly basis, and just the struggles of being new traders, and having a spouse that supports you or doesn't support you, or, health. Are you taking care of yourself to be at the charts? And it's pretty cool. Like, I never pictured any of this when I started trading last year. So
it's awesome, man. No, it's same, right? I've been putting content out. We were talking about before we hopped on, really only since February of last year. So I'm a little over a year into doing it. Would never have thought I'd have, tens of thousands of followers across socials, and a community with almost 2,000 members in it, doing these live streams every day. It's crazy the way it progresses, but it's fun, man. I really enjoy it.
I just hit 50,000 views on YouTube, and I've started that 3 months ago, and my Instagram is like 45,000 views in the last 30 days. And it just goes to show that people are interested and want to be on this journey with you, I think. And trading's lonely.
Yeah, dude, it is 100% super lonely. You're in a room by yourself. And again, I think we're similar in the way that we share, which is, hey, I'm not the best trader. I know it all. I got it all figured out. It's like, here's where I'm at. I'm on this journey, right? I posted that yesterday. I'm like, I made a joke about it because I just hop on socials and I see so much of that. And I'm like, if you want to watch just a regular dude try to turn a profit in the market and show you wins and losses and no crazy leaderboards or big P&Ls, I'm happy to show you what that looks like, so. And that's what I always wanted to see, right? Just guys that were just real, not saying the markets were this easy get rich quick scheme and all you got to do is figure it out with this strategy, but saying this stuff is tough. Here's what it looks like for me. I've been able to make some progress. I continue to learn and adapt, and hopefully you can find some value in it. I always make a joke and say, I'm on here live every day. If you think I suck, you can hop on and fade me, and and maybe make some money that way. But watch this market pop right back up, man. Sorry,
that level, that previous day value area low, the buyers are just, they don't want. You got to think about how many people got in above that level yesterday and in the overnight. They do not want price to come back, be underwater, right? Like, they're not letting it happen.
Nope. Here it is. It's a sweep below overnight low. And watching this one, this wood, I'm going to have to go back and look at exactly where I entered and where my stop. I think my stop was right at 06, somewhere around that level. Would have been in. We'll see how this plays out to the upside. But key level, right? Key level down around this 920s, but even more so this overnight low and value area low, right? Simple stuff, same stuff that many traders watch day in and day out, playing out nicely. So yeah, I'm interested to see where we go from here. We start to really pull back up on this and continue this move. We could start to find a bottom here and come back up towards that VWAP. Conversely, if buyers try to hold this and we break through with some force, I think this could get ugly real quick. And if we continue that momentum to the downside, I'd be looking at prior day low next, down around that like 890 level. But so far, don't want to give this up, man. Buyers do not want to give that up.
Yeah, today's one of those days where, like, this is where volume profile for me comes in, very like handy, because as you can see, those levels of your previous day volume profile, it's just you're holding that value. Now we're up at this point of control. Now we're going to see kind of today's buyers, where are they going to take a stand right again. So it's like, if you want to trade you can trade almost value area low to value area high right now as a range. Forget the opening range. Mm-hmm. If you want to, in this chops, because we had it last week or 2 weeks, so we had, I think, 2 days out of the 5 days where it chopped in between the value area low and value area high for the whole New York session.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have that on your chart, you wouldn't have saw it because it was either below or above the opening range, wherever it was. It wasn't in the opening range, but it chopped it so clean.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have, if you're a level to level trader, you could have taken, 7 points to the upside, 7 to the downside all day long.
Yep. Yeah.
So this is where, and sorry to cut you out. I would just wanted to I'm not a pro in volume profile one bit. This has been on my chart for the last 3 months, and I just started speaking about it probably in the last month.
Gotcha.
I spent 2 months of just having it on my chart, understanding how price reacted to it, what happened before I even felt comfortable. Even now, there's probably people in the chat that know a million times more about volume profile than I do. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just saying, if there's something you're interested in, throw it on your chart. Don't use it as an entry and exit. Just watch it and see what it does. It took me a year to understand bookmap, honestly. I've had it for a year now, and I'm just starting to really see it for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, same. I'm a believer. It takes time, right? It just takes time to train your eyes, start to recognize patterns. But yeah, volume profile is sweet, man. I really like it. Again, I wouldn't consider myself the expert on it. I didn't have it in the Forex market before I came to futures. But I find these levels to be really, really easy to pay attention to, well respected by price, and you can have some consistent ways to mark them day in and day out. But yeah,
see, are you upset that you didn't stay in your trade, Zach, and it's moving higher?
No,
there you
sir.
Go.
Yeah, no, sir. So that's
trading.
That's the right answer, right? So here's the deal. That trade management approach, right? Getting long really aggressively and trailing into profit as price is moving into profit. My goal with that and any trade management should be, what's going to be the best thing over the next 50 to 100 trades, right? Market's very random on the short term, very consistent on the long term, as we know. And if I'm trying to optimize for every single trade, I'm never going to get it right. And I'm always going to be over optimizing for the last trade. So I think if you can wrap your head around that paradox that we have to face as traders, that we deal with something so random in the short term, but very consistent in the long term, you come away from feeling upset or angry when you close out or you get stopped in profit or for a loss, and then the market rips in your direction. Because you have to tell yourself, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next, and I don't need to make money, to quote Mark Douglas. But that's the key. So again, I go back, and what I'll do is I'll always go back and review and just either throw executions on the chart, position tools, and look at my trade management. And if I'm going to make adjustments, make them small, but based on a large sample size of trades, right? And so if I went back, for example, and I see, hey, I'm dragging into profit at X level, and here's where the stop goes, but oftentimes that stops me and then continues in my direction, maybe there's an adjustment to be made. Same way that I'd seen, I got stopped to break even so many damn times before it ran in my direction, and that's a change that I had to make. But yeah, there's the 26 level getting traded and now rejecting pretty harshly off that. We had some orders still up at 35, but those are not filling. Got some volume to the downside. But hey, wow. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is like price action. That's like perfect examples of how we both manage our trades. And if we had stayed in the trade, I can tell you, for me personally, I would have break even, taken a little bit of a loss, if anything. I would not be up $500. It's almost $600 on each account on the day.
Yep. Again, like I had a level up here for $1,500 that still wasn't hit. The 26, as we came down lower, did get hit, but again, it's just what plays out in the long run. More often than not, slightly more often than not. But what I was getting ready to say was, chat, we get a drum roll, chat. We got a bunch of people on here. I think you guys know what time it is. Smash the like button. We're getting ready to give away a 50K instant funded account with Top 1 Futures. Good morning. You guys just made it. Let's do it. Everybody smash the like button. This is how this works. I'm going to set a number of likes that we have to hit in order for the form to drop. No purchase necessary. I give you guys 10 minutes. You fill the form out. Simple contact information. I pick someone live on here with Randy. Someone gets funded with the 50K. So let's say at 75 likes. I'm going to set a high goal for you guys. If everyone on here hit it, I think we would hit it right now. Smash the like button. Let me throw it in the chat. Boom, we got giveaway coming up right now. Everybody smash the like button. 75 likes, form will drop. You guys fill it out, and we'll get rolling. We got 61, 63. people on here. We got like 169 views, so guys have hopped on and hopped off, but get that one filled out. We will get a giveaway rolling. Happy to do that. Shout out Top 1 Futures if you guys want to check them out for yourself. If you don't win today, you can come back tomorrow. We might run another one.
Let's see. If you don't mind me throwing this in there, if you don't win today, I'm doing a giveaway too right now. So
there you go.
Follow me on my socials. You'll get an entry, and then if you do end up purchasing an account using my code, I'll give you a double entry for every account you purchase. So
there you go.
Sorry, Zach, didn't mean to take that from you, but
no, 100%, dude. This is
for the people that don't win. They have another, you know what I mean? So
listen, I'm big on collaboration. If you guys haven't figured that out, where I'm shouting out everybody else's codes and programs, talking about whatever they do, I've found that people that have done that for me early on, Austin's a big example of that. I'm super grateful for that, and I think it just continues to go a long way. So happy to have you do that, guys. Follow Randy, follow him on X, YouTube, Twitter. If you want another chance at a giveaway, if you don't win this one, but right now, smash like, smash subscribe. We get the likes up to 75 likes. I got a big number on there for you guys. I think you could do it. We are going to give away a 50K instant funded account with Top 1 Futures. If you want to check them out, I'm going to drop the link again in the chat. If you want to check them out for yourself, this 55% off ends in 2 days. You guys got a chance to get that 55% off plus no daily loss limit. If you look at the 50K account, it's very competitive. It's what I was looking at with a lot of guys I was talking about this morning. Check out the 50K instant funded account. Compare it against what else is out there on the market even after this rule change. Look at the max loss limit. Take a look at that profit target, what you have to do to get paid out. Look at the amount that you're able to pull out of that profit. It's heavy. What's up, Austin? Back on. Where's what we need to fill? Guys, everybody listen up. Let's run through it again. Likes are rolling in. We're going to have a form ready to drop here in about just, let's see, how close are we? Yeah, we need another few likes. Form will drop when we hit 75 likes. Simple form to fill out, contact information. You guys, somebody will win a 50K straight to funded. So not there just yet, guys. Smash the like button. We're climbing. We're slowly climbing. Let's get it going, and we'll drop it. Shout out Top 1 Futures. Happy to have these ones rolling on the stream. Very fun to do. As we are watching this market climb back up, man, yeah, it looks like buyers don't want to give it up.
I bet you any money Austin's long. Austin, you long? Where are you?
Austin hanging out in the chat again. If you guys want to check out some podcast interviews. I'm on a handful of them that dropped and are coming up right now. Check out ASFX TV, ASFX on YouTube. It's Austin Silver and his team. We got Randy on here right now out of his program, out of the Black Shirt Club. A lot of solid traders I see coming out of that team, man. A lot.
I think being a part of any community is huge for starting this journey on learning how to trade. So find a community, find the right fit. Just even find one person, find an accountability partner, someone just to talk to.
Yep.
And it makes a difference. I flew home from Toronto on Monday, 5-hour flight, and I sat beside this guy. We talked quite a bit, and then I was watching a video on my phone at the end of I think it was PW or something. And he looked over and he's like, "You trade?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh," he's like, "I'm a trader too." And I'm like, "This is as the plane's landing." And I'm like, "I just spent 4 hours talking to you, and it's trading so lonely that neither of us talked about something we were passionate about." So then we had this amazing conversation as the plane is coming down through turbulence, and it was just like, I wish I would have had that conversation earlier.
Yep. No, it's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I'm grateful to get to build one myself. I got almost 2,000 members in a Discord, which is awesome. I got the live streaming going on. But outside of that, building this network of traders, your guys' team, Austin, a lot of great traders out of that. A handful of others that I've worked with now through Top 1 Futures, through the podcast that we've done, the Tampa deal. It's just awesome, and again, like, I try to stay a student of the game, and there's some guys that have been in this game a whole lot longer, that have a whole lot to give to someone like me that's been in the market 6 years. So, I continue to try to give and learn as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I'd encourage anybody listening, man, find a community, find your people, right? People that resonate with you. And if for nothing else, use it as a sounding board, right? vent when you have a bad day, when you have a good day. I think it'd be incredibly helpful because trading's super lonely. If you don't do that, you're in a room by yourself, talking to yourself, which is it's only fun for so long.
And then on those days you have where the market rips your face off, it's just it's a terrible feeling. And just like how Zach said, vent. Like just say to someone like, man, I just got, like don't be kind to yourself, right? Don't be hard on yourself because you're by yourself and you entered it and Donald Trump decided to tweet something and you got stopped out or something. So
yeah, 100%. So guys, man, giveaway is getting ready to go live. We have more people on here than we have likes. You guys got to do better than that. If everyone right now hit the like button, the form would drop. We are giving away a $50K instant funded account. It's worth $300. I think it's $269.10 with the best code. Right now, you'll be funded instantly. No activation fee, no challenge. Smash the like button. I'm going to start holding you guys to a high standard, man. We're giving out a couple each week. But need you guys, at very least, if you want that form to drop, smash that like button, man. You don't have to do anything. You could hop on here, watch us trade. Me and Randy both took wins this morning going opposite directions, believe it or not, which is very, very fun to do. I love to display that there's more than one way to trade. There's more than one way to skin this cat, for a terrible analogy to use there. But yeah, smash the like button. We're climbing slowly but surely. Form's going to get ready to drop at 75 likes. You guys got to hit it. We got 66 people on here right now, 65 people on here right now. 200 have cycled in and out. Hit the like button, man. Someone's going to get that 50K account.
I love the comments. AD is like, "Are you serious? How hard is it to press like?"
How hard is it to press like? Yeah, man. Yeah, I used to be on them, and I would think the same thing. I'd be on them like, dude, there's like 500 people on here and they're trying to get to 100 likes. Can everyone just hit the like button so we can get this free account rolling? But no, I love doing them on here, man. Shout out Top 1 Futures. I think you guys have some of the best odds for a giveaway, right? There's 60 people on here, a little over 60 people, 64. You have a 1 in 64 chance someone's going to win right now. You do it on Twitter, you do it on Instagram. It's great. It's easy to enter those as well, but sometimes it's thousands of people. I got plenty of people. I think we've given away a half a dozen accounts just on these live sessions. People that I've never met or heard before, guys from the community. So smash the like button, man. We'll get an account. Yeah, here we go. We're climbing. We'll get an account giveaway rolling. But form's ready. As soon as we climb, we need 20 likes. We'll get that one rolling. Let me get that ready. Yeah, we'll be good to go. Random number generator is ready. It's on you guys to see. We'll see if you guys want the account. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Yeah, watching this market chop, man. I'm sitting patient. I don't really have another beautiful setup on this. We're kind of hanging out down around this level. I'm happy I got involved where I did. Didn't get my face ripped off today, which was nice. I think this can start to go either way. Obviously, buyers don't want to give this overnight low level up. You could see how many times we've came back down to test that and are continuing to push off of it. There's liquidity to both sides. We have buy side, we got it down to the 5900s. Sell side up above price, up to the 5935s. We got 187 on the book up there. I could see a pullback and a drift higher, kind of a V-shaped recovery on the day, kind of that classic frustrating sell-off for forever and then start to consolidate and turn on a dime and zombie grind higher. I could see sellers step back in and rip this lower. If we start to sell off through the 900s, I think we are going to continue lower. If we don't do that soon, we continue to consolidate and start to bounce here, I think this could either turn into a pretty nice recovery or just a choppy back and forth kind of movement down here.
I agree. I would watch, let's call it 910 to 935 or something like those levels. Or sorry, 5935 to 5910. Kind of see if we chop in between those levels. And you're going to see, I would wait for almost a breakthrough to one of the sides, like above 5930 or below 5910 before I think there's going to be any direction in this.
Yep. Start to consolidate. I look for the same. I want to see a break and hold above, maybe a break and retest, and then some continuation out of a consolidation area like this, or break and close below, and then some continuation down. Yeah, this is interesting, man. Didn't continue to sell off. This was pretty aggressive into the open. Here was our 930 opened up to the downside, really aggressively broke retest. That was really some serious volume, right? Coming down through those 20s into the 15s, and now we found buyers, man. Looks like we want to pop back up towards that 35, that value area high.
A couple other things I was looking at, like when we did have that sell off, and the reason I did take the rest of my position off at that value area low is we weren't having the CVD wasn't showing the follow through. And now, as you can see, the CVD is up around 1500.
Yep.
And
I'm looking at the same.
It's starting to climb a little bit, so I could see the buyers. I'm not saying, but I'm saying now if we get a move up back to the value area high and we break through that top side or something to the top of the opening range low, I would look. And if that CVD continues to get, I don't know what the word is, bigger or as it gets more green and we get into the 2000s 2500s, I could look for maybe a longer move up. But like I said, I'm not looking at any. To be honest, I'm not trading. I'm done.
You're hanging out.
I was down 1600 to start the morning. I'm down 300 to 350 or something. You got to know when to walk. As me, I know when it's time. If I chase that 350 to try and be break even on the day, I'm gonna end up doing something silly, and it won't end well.
Yep.
So I just took a massive red day and turned it into a small red day. And at the end of the day, in my hierarchy, big red, small green, big green. That's all that matters. Right?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. That's it. And no one to wrap it up. Very nice, man. Clawed back, or not clawed back. Just took another trade and ended up small red. Beautiful. So, but yeah,
I need to know when to walk away. I'm up a couple grand on the week, and this is the reason that these funded accounts are getting closer to that payout. Is that I'm having days like this where I walk away.
Yep. Absolutely, man. You continue to hammer it. We all want to make progress. It starts to go the other way. It can quickly go the other way, and it can be a frustrating day. But nice, dude. Yeah, and talking about that, I've started to watch more and more that cumulative volume delta. We talked about it in Tampa from bookmap. It's a tool that displays the difference in buying and selling volume. It's available, different ways, but you can get it from bookmap as well. And yeah, I've been paying more attention to it. It's not something I've really utilized in my decision making heavily. I've been eyeballing it for a while and just starting to kind of weigh it. But yeah, a day like today is really interesting, right? So we have a positive and growing cumulative volume delta down here, displaying that we have more buying taking place, which can be seen a little bit in the candlestick chart. But on another day, we might be selling off, have a really heavy negative CVD. Maybe you reset it for the 930 time frame, right? Because it depends on when you're tracking it from. And it continues to grow, showing that sellers are outweighing buyers. And if you have that situation, it's an indication that trend might continue, right? That's how most people use it. As it grows and gets past a certain number, if a trend is continuing, that would show strength, show volume, buying volume behind that continuation to the upside through higher prices. If we're selling off, you want the same thing to happen, growing negative cumulative volume delta. If you have an area where we're selling off, a situation similar to today where we're selling off and we really don't have a big negative cumulative volume delta, in fact, it's almost flat, we start to consolidate, it starts growing, and then on the small pushes up, we really start to see growth. It's an indication potentially that buyers are taking control. We may start to push to the upside. Like any other tool, is it magic? Does it work every day? No, of course not. We could just completely disrespect it at any time, just like anything else. But I've started to notice it, and it's one of those ones that I think can be just kind of a secondary for me personally to take a look at. And if there's a real strong indication where we're dropping, but cumulative volume delta is flat and then starts to grow on every small pullback, we turn green. I'm interested to see what those days turn out like. And so today, what we're looking at down here is cumulative volume delta is growing. It's positive. I'm looking at 14. I think I started this, so I don't have it reset at 9:30. I think I started this maybe 8:30 in the morning. But it's growing down here, positive 1,500. I'm interested to see, do buyers hold on to that now? Do we start to find buyers out of this area, head back towards VWAP, where maybe on another day, we've already dropped in the overnight. We've dropped on the open since I've had this running, where we're negative 5,000, cumulative volume delta. So it's interesting, definitely interesting to watch. Again, I'm not the expert with it. I'm kind of just starting to eyeball it myself. I try to limit how much information I take in, but that's an interesting one to watch for sure.
Yeah, no, that's why. So the way I'm looking at it now is and today is like one of those days where you can see it. I actually have two charts open on bookmap. I have the the ES Trader Lite one that takes the algo out as my main chart, and then below that, I would love to show you. It's on my laptop though; it's separate, like a separate screen from my desktop.
Gotcha.
And then I have another chart with just the regular ES chart open, but that one I have it on the 30-minute time frame. And with the CVD, you can actually see on trending days it's sloping up or down, and you kind of get a good read where price is going today. If you look at the CVD on the 30-minute time frame, it's quite choppy. So it's telling you buyers are stepping in, sellers are stepping in. Like you're not getting a clean direction with the buy side or sell side. So just something I'm looking at, whether it's, it's just, again, you can look at 1,000 things, and you can, like Zach said, unfortunately, that term, I have two cats, full disclosure, skin a cat 1,000 ways.
Yeah. No, it's about finding what speaks to you, what works for you. I really like bookmap and order flow for key levels, right? I look to see we have liquidity down to a certain area, right? We got buy orders down at 920, and that coincides with levels on my chart. I think that's likely to fill. I think maybe when we get there, buyers step in. I want to be cautious around that area because I think we're going to see a lot of volatility. So I like them for areas of interest on the chart. Can also be helpful for targets and stop loss placement, just being cautious of things that I might not see on the candlestick chart itself. But I love volume. Coming to the futures market, I really like volume. But I'm going to remind everybody one more time, man. We are waiting on you guys to smash the like button. We got a 50K account ready to get given away. Form is going to drop 10 minutes on the clock for you guys to fill it out. Smash the like button. We got enough people, again, where if you hit the like button, I know right now we're hitting 75 likes and the form's going to drop. I appreciate all you guys that are on here that smashed it already. That's as simple as I'm going to make it for you guys. So, yeah, there we go. We're growing. 64, 10 more likes, form drops, no purchase necessary. Somebody's getting an account worth $269, instant funded, no activation fee, no challenge. You are trading in an account where you can stand to withdraw within 5 days if you are really, really aggressive with it. But more than likely, in the matter of a couple weeks. You got a consistency rule to work with, but they're pretty sweet. Pretty sweet accounts. So Top One Futures, shout out. You want to check them out. Link is in the chat. 55% off with no daily loss limit right now. There we go. We're growing. AD says, forget them. Just give it to me.
I was just going to say, give it to him. If not, give it to one of my cats.
Yeah, listen, guys, I don't know. It's going to go to Randy's cat. We're going to have to put catnip on like the buy or sell button. We'd like to see it to go to one of you guys, man. Smash the like button. We'll get that form rolling here in a couple minutes. Get somebody funded. But yeah, man, finding buyers out of this area. This is interesting.
Yeah, see, this is where I'd start to really be. That would have been, beautiful level you called out there at the bottom. I really do. NQ, I'm sorry, I have NQ's chart open and I was doing my journal and my ES chart wasn't open, but NQ it's above its value area high and now it's taken its New York VWAP.
Nice.
So NQ does look a lot nicer now. It's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, this now looks like the return to value area high around that 35 level. Where orders have really stayed on the book and stacked up now. We got quite a bit of liquidity up here at the 35s on ES, on bookmap that I'm taking a look at. Not a ton above that, which is a little concerning to sustain a move to the upside.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is, we don't always get that. We don't always get a nice reaction. Happy with that entry. I was only had to take a little bit of heat on that one. Looking back, again, this is going to be filed under the kind of how does trade management look. This looks like it's going to be one, if I had not touched it at all, would have been able to realize, closer to that full profit, that full TP. But more than happy to get myself into a position where it's not only a risk-free trade, I'm going to lock up profit or, make it a larger profit, right? So I'm happy to get myself into those spots.
And one thing I will add, for if there's anybody in the chat that trades VWAP, I don't love it when the VWAP is below a key level. Like the New York VWAP is below the opening range low and below the value area high. So again, this is like things are working against the longs for me. Like I want to see, this is where I'd be looking more at short still now and getting a rejection off of these, the value area high or the opening range low and looking for another leg down. But zoom out a little bit and you see higher lows. So it's
Yeah.
This is where you got to really, if you're up on the day, like I would just be content with walking away. So
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that, man. If you get to a spot where it's just not super clear, or you're up on the day in the morning, walking away, man, such a key play. I think if more honestly, again, like I don't think it's a strategy. Risk management has to be pretty clear. But for most guys, it's the one bad day. It's the continuation, into the ground. It's you're down a couple $1,000 and you say, oh, I'm so close to the DLL. Let me just either hit that or just, make it a full profit day, start YOLOing it. And I've been down that road more times than I can count. And it just doesn't end well. And if you can just say, well, I'm small green, I'm small red, it's not exactly where I want to be on a max profit, but I'm going to wrap it up. Come back tomorrow. Market's going to have more opportunity. Huge play. Huge play. That's where you gain a lot of consistency.
There's going to be 1,000 moves every single day in the market. So don't think that this has to be the trade or you have to catch this move or price is going back up to 6,000. Sure, it's going to go back up to 6,000 and it's going to come back down to 5,900 again. Like it's just these are the markets move every day and there's lots of money to be made. So just take your time.
All day opportunity. I see the chat is saying hit the like button, guys. We are 7 likes away from dropping the form. 7 more likes. I think you guys can do it. I have faith in you. Hit that like button. 75 likes. Form drops. We're giving away a $50K instant funded account. No purchase necessary. Tell them, chat. Tell them to hit the like button. Go ahead, man. You could. You don't have to spam it, but you could tell them. Tell your boys. Here we go. We're growing, man. We got 69. We're close. Listen. I'm setting these markers high because we're giving out straight to funded accounts. It's fun to do these on the stream. You guys have a great chance of winning. There we go. Hit the like button. We got a great chance of winning. Right now, there's 61 people on the stream concurrent. If the form drops, 70. There we go. We're growing.
There's a $400 value in that account. Like that account's not, what I mean? Like it's not, you're not giving away something that's a couple bucks. Like
that's it, man. This isn't a reset. This isn't a challenge account. We're giving away the straight to funded stuff on here. Shout out Top One Futures. There we go, guys. Only a couple more likes. We're at 71. How come nobody gets FOMO with the like button? Rob says, listen, if you're going to FOMO into anything, FOMO into the like and subscribe button. Nah, you guys don't have to do anything, but it's up to you. I got the form ready to roll. We will drop this one at 75. Somebody's going to get a 50K straight to funded. Live on here with you. I give you guys a couple minutes to fill it out. Random number generator. Fair means fair. Everybody gets a shot. One thing I will say is don't spam that form. Don't fill it out more than one time. It uses your email. Kim liked it 1,000 times. Great. Yeah, you guys are hysterical.
Well, unfortunately, guys, I got to jump off at 10 here. I
Randy,
appreciate you. I'm super grateful, Zach, for you having me on. I love it. I feel, it's an awesome feeling to be invited onto stuff like this. And everybody in the chat, I love the support. And I was stoked to be here, and if Zach's okay with it, I'll definitely be back for sure. So
absolutely, we'll do another one of these. Randy, before you get ready to hop out, and I know we kept you long on this one, when you get ready to leave, where can the people find you? Give them the socials, tell them what's up.
Yeah, so if you basically anywhere you just look up the Randy Baines, and Zach did spell it wrong. It's B. Oh, actually, he's got it right there, but on the thumbnail it was spelled with an E, and I get that all the time.
Sorry, guys.
Just follow me on all my socials at the Randy Baines, and DM me, ask me any questions. I'm there. Any advice? You ever need help with anything? Reach out. Like I love to, And if you have any advice for me, please drop it. And follow me on YouTube. And I do a daily recap video every day where I just go over my trades. I don't show you how to trade. I just show you how I trade and how I manage my trades and what I'm looking at. And you can take something from it if you like. And if not, I'm always open to getting people's advice. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So again, awesome, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Hopefully Zach will have me back on. So
100%. We'll link it up again soon, Randy. I'll see you later, my man.
Cheers, brother. I appreciate it. You guys enjoy your day, and good luck on the giveaway, whoever gets it. So
absolutely. All right, guys. Randy is out. Listen, I'm going to hang out with you guys for another few minutes here. We got the giveaway rolling. I'm going to set these likes high for you guys. We're going to try to get them. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm not going to drop it if we can't get the like count up. Simple, but we'll keep it rolling. Yeah, Randy's a real one, man. It's been great to have him on. I really enjoy guys that take that stance the way that I do. I don't know it all. If you got something to tell me, happy to get feedback. I'm not going to teach you how to trade or show you how some magic strategy works. But here's how I trade. Here's what I do. Here's me trying to turn a profit in the market. And if you find value out of that, that makes me super happy. So yeah, Randy is awesome. There we go, guys. Finally, 75 likes. We did it. That took you guys a while, man. You were really making me work for that one. Or making yourself work for that one, I guess. Here we go, guys. Form is live in the chat. Boom. Form is live in the chat. Fill the form out. I'm going to pin it right now. This is to win a $50K straight to funded account with Top 1 Futures worth $269.10 right now with the current deal. Get that form filled out. I'm going to pick someone live on here with you guys. Hang around so you know if you win. Let's see. This one went long. We're at an hour and 30 minutes on the stream, but the form is live. Get that one filled out if you want a chance to win. I'm going to go ahead and share this tab. A straight to funded 50K, instant funded, whatever we want to call it, with Top 1 Futures. If you don't win, you want to check this stuff out for yourself. I will drop the link again to Top 1 Futures. This is my link, my code. Remember, I can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. I'm affiliated. I'm partnered with them. That's important for you to know. Do your own research, make your own decisions. You want to check it out, code RDF gets you 55% off with no daily loss limit. This is the Memorial Day sale. It's good for another 2 days. I wouldn't sleep on this one. Like I just said, $269.10 for the 50K account. I'm trading the 150Ks, but I would take a look at those accounts. The 50K is very aggressive, even with the rule change. Take a look, do your own research, make your own decisions, right? Compare and contrast, look at what's going on, and make a good decision for yourself. But if you want a chance to win a free one right here, right now, form is in the chat. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. I'm going to make this one short. You guys hung on here for long enough. You hit the like button. We got a bunch of people that hopped on and off. I'm happy to have you on here with me. Thank you for being here. Hit like, hit subscribe. Guess what? It's not the first giveaway that I did. It's not the last one. We got plenty more to give away, straight to funded accounts on these live sessions every single week. Happy to have you guys on here. If you want to hop in the free community, maybe get a chance to get a little heads up or get, you know what? Now that I said that, I'm going to give the community another heads up. Or maybe just get some value hanging out with your fellow traders. I run a 100% free trading community, not a VIP Discord, not a course or anything like that. 100% free. Let's see. No, you don't have to join the Discord. You don't have to do anything. To win this account, all you have to do is fill that form out. Simple contact information. Don't fill it out more than once. That's my one warning. Please don't fill it out more than once. If you do, you're not going to win. You're only going to get yourself banned and not win. So go ahead and fill that form out. You don't have to do anything outside of that. No purchase necessary. Accounts come straight from Top 1 Futures, straight to your email. So again, if you fill it out with somebody else's email, you're going to be stuck trying to trade under a different name and probably get banned from the firm altogether. So don't do that. Play nice. You guys played super nice last time. I don't think anybody filled it out more than once. So that's pretty sweet. It says the form in your Discord. You don't have to give me your Discord username. I think there's a Discord username. I got the link to join, an email, and your full name. That's what I'm going to request from you. It's great to know who the heck wins so I can get a hold of people, because sometimes people win and I can't find them. They don't answer anything. But you don't have to join the Discord. The Discord is a 100% free Discord. I post in there all the time, talk about news, talk about the markets, talk about giveaways, give you my insights, answer questions. I think it's more value than what most free Discords offer, in my humble opinion. I stream live on here with you guys every day, 100% free. Happy to do that stuff. And again, happy to do these giveaways. So guys, we have, let's say 2 minutes left. Get the form filled out. 2 minutes left. The form is pinned to the chat. We got 65 people on here. I don't know. You guys must not want to win because we don't even have 65 responses. congrats to the guys that filled it out. You got a really good chance of winning. It's up to you. No skin off my back whatsoever. I'm happy to do these. Happy to get people accounts. I always wanted, a chance to win something. Feel like, maybe I got some value, especially from a free stream. So I'm happy to do it. Shout out Top One Futures for supporting it. Remember, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. If you guys want a chance to win, fill the form out. You want to check it out for yourself. Link is in the chat. 55% off. No daily loss. Submit code RDF. Let's hop back over to the markets. Well, I'll give you guys another couple minutes. Like I said, we're down to the last minute. Get the form filled out. Someone's going to win a $50K straight to funded with Top One Futures. We got someone. Please no one. Ralph says, please no one else fill it out. Candy to a kid. Do you have to pay for monthly data? No, you don't have to pay for anything, guys. Let me be really clear. With the instant funded accounts, there's no activation fee. There's no monthly fee. There's no anything. You either make it to a payout or you fail. That's it. Simple as that. There's nothing else. With the challenge accounts, there are additional things. If you wanted additional data, like level 2 data, you have to pay for that, right? You get provided simple, the basic stuff with these accounts. If I'm not already trading one of their accounts right now, because I'm already with them, you can win. Whether you're with Top One Futures or not, you can win. Again, you can win. I don't know how else to answer. I don't know exactly what you're asking there, but if you have an account with them, you can win. If you don't have an account with them, you can win. Everybody can win. Fill it out, and it will go, straight to your email. Use the email if you have an account with them that you're using with them. That would make sense, right? If not, you would set up an account and you'd be trading a $50K account. But again, chat, I see we got a bunch of people hopping on. We got like 70 people on now. $50K instant funded account, last chance form is in the chat. I'm getting ready to close it out right now. Get ready, guys. Gonna give you guys another 30 seconds. I love that they use the Project X platform. Yes, strap your name in the hat. You never know. Absolutely. Let's go, guys. Closing the form out here. I'm gonna give you guys another, let's say at 11:08 a.m. Eastern, hard ending of it. We will close this out. And we will pick someone right here, right now. Someone's going to get funded with a $50K account. Love doing them. Super fun. Chat, you guys are awesome. You guys get hyped up. Looks like you guys played nice. Nobody spammed it. If you did and you win under another account, you're just going to get yourself banned. So don't do that. Yeah, you guys are great, man. You guys are great. Everybody's always ruining the show for everybody else. But again, these come straight from Top One Futures, specifically for that reason. So you can't fill it out with 100 different emails. You're going to win under one that you don't want to use, and that's not going to work nice for you. Here we go, guys. Form is getting closed right now. Of course, somebody made it in right under the wire right now. All right. We are not accepting any more responses. We have, let's get the drum roll going. Chat, call out your lucky number. We have, that was pretty fun last time. You guys all put your number. We have 59. We are going number 2 through number 59 on the random number generator. What do you think it is going to be? What number do you think is coming up? Somebody's getting ready to win a $50K straight to funded account. There we go, chat. Drum roll. We got a bunch of numbers. 58, 42, 55, 14. Mine. Nice. All right, chat. Here we go. Random number selector is in. We are going from row 2 to 59 because we are on a Google form. And I always take a screenshot afterwards, so you guys know that I'm picking this stuff randomly. Random number generator says number 7. Number 7 is the winner. It was one of you guys that was on here quick. Let's see who it is in the chat. I'm going to try not to dox anybody by saying your last name. We have Gabor, Gabor, or Gabor. I don't want to say your name wrong. Apologies if I did. Gabor T. Username is Pali, P-A-L-I. You win a $50K straight to funded account. Give him a congratulations. Everybody, throw the W, spam the chat with congratulations. Hype your boy up. I'm going to say it again. Try not to mess it up. Gabor, G-A-B-O-R, or Gabor T. You win a $50K straight to funded account. Username is Pali, P-A-L-I. Congratulations, man. If you're on here, let us know in the chat. Congrats to everybody that was on here that had a chance to win. Remember, guys, if you didn't win today, guess what? It's not the last one. It's not the first. We're going to do plenty of them. 50K straight to funded accounts on these live sessions. I appreciate you guys hopping on. It's super fun to do them. You got super hyped up. I see a bunch of likes, a ton in the chat. More than happy to have you guys on here doing these. Congratulations. I'll be reaching out to the person that won through email, through Discord, if you gave me your Discord, which it looks like you did. But you'll get a $50K straight to funded account straight from Top 1 Futures. Again, guys, if you didn't win, I hype this stuff up when these sales are coming to an end. 55% off and no daily loss limit, code RDF. If you want to check it out, link is in the chat. I'll throw it in there one more time for you guys. No pressure as always. Do your own research, make your own decision. I'm biased. I can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money because I'm partnered and affiliated with them. Remember, guys, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Trading's very risky. Almost all traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose money. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like RDF and Top 1 Futures. See you guys in Discord. See you guys tomorrow. Again, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Smash subscribe if you want to chat next time. Appreciate all you guys hopping on here. The chat went crazy. Appreciate you guys. You're wild. See you guys next time. See you tomorrow. See you in Discord. Hope to have you in there. Link to join the 100% free trading Discord down below. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day.